Hi, Giselle. I wanted to follow up with your question about credit card questions with a video because I think it would have been too hard to explain and make sure I'm addressing your question correctly when you emailed me. And so I'll respond with the link to this video. So this is your problem number 4 that you did in the homework, and I think it's actually the one that you referred to in the email because the July 7th and 9th kind of corresponded, and 29th as well. So what I did is I took a moment to take everything that was there present on your question number 4 that you could look at the same time. I don't have all the background numbers, just the things that are important for us getting a sketch out for, hey, how am I going to go ahead and compute this? So what you know if you're looking at the problem, so if you look at your problem number 4, you know that the billing date was July 7th and we had a balance forward of 753.88. That 753.88 is reflected up here. I don't think I can, oh, I guess I can, right in that that table. I wasn't sure I could do that, but the 753.88 is reflected in that table, in that beginning balance, right? The balance on the card when we start out, okay, is letting me use my pencil as a as a way to use a mouse, but so it's not working up there. But 753.88 is the balance forward. Nothing happened on July 7th. It's just when the credit card billing cycle started. And so that's the balance on the card. Then on the July 9th, you made a payment for 300. So that's going to take 300 off the balance. And so we're going to get a new balance on that card, like you know. But I just wanted to be holistic in the explanation. So 753.88, we're going to take away 300, and we have 453 and 88 cents as a balance on the card. Then you made a $33.79 purchase to buy lunch. So we're going to add to that balance $33.79. And you can see that I have whether I'm subtracting or adding there. I think that's good. And we add $33.79 and we come up with 487.67. And then we're going to add $89.84 to that. And we're going to come up with a balance here of 577.51. Now, nothing else happened in that billing cycle. And so that should be our ending balance going forward, but we have to pay the finance charge. I'm just going to check my numbers really quick, make sure I didn't mistype anything. And so, yeah. So let's talk about the number of days. Now you can see I added another day just like you would have seen me do in a video because I need to know how many days it is from the last transaction of making a purchase for $89.84 until the start of the next billing cycle. So just like in your email, you are absolutely correct. The number of days from July 7th to July, oh, I apologize. It's not July 9th. It's July 19th. I just saw that. So let me fix that. So the number of days from July 7th to the 19th, you correctly identified as 12. 12 days. They stayed at 753.88. Then on July 19th, we made a payment. So for the next 10 days, from the 19th to the 29th, it stayed at 453.88. Then from the 29th to the 3rd, it stayed at 487.67. So there's where we get a little bit tricky. I use my fingers, which I can't show you right now, but let's count. It was that way on the 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. So that's 5 days. Again, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd would be 5 different days. And then we have an easy path for the 3rd to the 7th. We know that that's a 4 days. Now, we could check ourselves. If we add 12 plus 10 plus 5 plus 4, we get 31, which is what we should get when we have 31 days in the month. So that's how you get the number of days. I know that was part of your question, but you also spoke about multiplying. So let me come down here and show you specific to this problem. I was going to say again, but show you how we go about doing this problem. Okay, so again, what we know, if we want to find the average daily balance, we have to take 753.88 times the number of days it was at that day, or at that balance, number of days it was at that balance. Then we need to take 453.88 and multiply, I'll use the same symbols throughout, and multiply by the 10 days that we were at that balance. Then we had a balance of 487.67, and we stayed that way for 5 days. And then we had a balance of 577.51, and we stayed that way for 4 days. So we can calculate that. We take 753.88 times 12, add to that 453.88 times 10. Sorry, I had mistyped in 88. Add to that 487.67 times 5, and add to that 577.51 times 4. And we hit equals, and we get a big number, 18333.75 is what came out on my calculator. That's adding up the balance on a whole bunch of days, so we need to divide that by 31 to see what the average was per day. So we take that 18,333.75, divide by 31, the number of days that were in the month. Again, that totaled, this total right here of these 12, 10, 5, and 4 was 31. And when we do that, we get a balance of $591.41. That's the average daily balance. So let me just compare that to what you had had as a correct answer for that, just to make sure that everything's okay. That's exactly what you have as your part A answer, and that's how you got it. For part B, in case that's still a concern, if you're going to get the finance charge, you have to take the average daily balance times the finance rate. And I don't have that written on here, but the finance rate was 4.1% every month. Or sorry, not 4.1%. I saw that wrong. 1.4%. And so we take that 591.14 multiplied by 0.014, and we come out with an $8.28 finance charge, which matches your B answer. So for C, if we want to know the balance in the next billing cycle, we have to take how much we owe at on the credit card at the very end of the month. That was $577.51, not $591.41. Remember, $591.41, the average daily balance, that's just used in order to get your finance charge. What you owe the bank on August 7th is $577.51, and then they're going to add to that an $8.28 charge. So as we take the $577.51 and add the $8.28, you get the $585.79 that you have as a correct answer for C. So it's counting those numbers of days properly, making sure your balances are good. That's why I'm asking you to submit your work with the exam. I'm allowing students to do that. There's a portal to do that so that I can see if there's been a slight mistake and give lots of partial credit as I can. Hope this helps. Thanks.